live stream.
Oh, pardon.
Twitch. Twitch, 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 Twitch. Why, hello, and welcome to issue 749 of Geek and the City Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Aron Duran.
I'm one of your other hosts, Rita.
And I am your other host, Cable Hashtani.
And I'm your other guest host, Anastasia Elfman.
Hey!
Happy December, everybody.
How can be?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, it was Thanksgiving and suddenly it's December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a late Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, it was.
Which means a shorter Christmas shopping season. I heard today, and now I'm panicking because I don't have anything purchased.
I don't either. I think everyone's getting candles again.
Woo!
Much like last year when everyone's present was me putting $2,000 into the van because it wasn't working, my van.
Yeah.
This year is going to be something very similar.
For that.
Oh, I do. Boy, do
of
I.
course you do. This is your van.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
Nope, not anymore. It's gone. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get into that part. It's weirdly emotional.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Enough about me. I talk too much. How y'all doing?
But that's why we're here, so we can all talk too much.
Yeah. That is why we're here.
Do it.
Oh, man. No, why we're here today is to talk about holiday horror movies.
Yeah. Yeah, because normally we do like the deep dive on one, and I just kind of dropped the ball in suggesting anything, and then looked at the calendar and was like, oh, and that's because I think we did two shows back to back.
Yeah, we're doing two shows back to back so that we can actually fit in two shows in
This month.
December.
Yeah. Also, I remember when we used to do this every week. That was a stupid schedule.
Yep.
That was
It
dumb.
was exhausting.
Yeah, it was. So yeah,
It's
but
often why we were a little cranky,
yeah.
a little surly.
But really, what that meant is we didn't have time to pick a movie. So I was like, what if we just do generic? Well, not generic, but
General. A
general
general
discussion about Christmas horror films.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like they've always been around. You know, since they started doing. Well, I don't know, but I feel like.
What was the first Christmas horror film?
Ooh. Anastasia, if you've got an idea, because you might be more of the movie horror historian.
Oh man. I
Ooh.
didn't look up that specific one.
I mean, I don't know, like, how much do we count as what is like
Yeah.
every list is going to have Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's not a horror story. I don't think.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
will give Nightmare Before Christmas a spot on the Christmas horror movie list as long as there is still as long as people are holding space for Hocus Pocus on the
Right.
October horror movie list, because I enjoy Hocus Pocus. It's not a horror movie,
No.
but it is a Halloween movie.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I'll give it
okay.
that.
They're both holiday family movies.
Yes.
They're for the kids.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I would say like very strong gateway horror. You know, that's what I
Yeah.
would call it.
Yes. Yeah.
And I
That-
would also, I mean, maybe I'm insane, but I would call Hocus Pocus like a horror film, and a Halloween one especially, of course. And then with Nightmare, I consider it both a Christmas and a Halloween movie, and
Yep,
it has enough legs to stand on its own to watch it any time of year.
It does.
But I love it.
I enjoy that movie because you can watch it from October 1st through December 25th. It's viewable that entire time.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's one of my like all-time favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I'm going through like a list here just to see, and it might be.
I feel like I go to immediately to Black Christmas, the one that was in the
With
70s.
Margot Kidder, 1974.
Yeah.
But there was and actually, Anastasia, I saw one of your friends or fans on Facebook mention they better bring up Tales from the Crypt, which was 1972.
Huh.
And not like what we know Tales from the Crypt now. I think it was the same idea because it has the segment about killer Santas.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit I've never seen this one. so I can't do much on that one. Do you know about that one?
Me, I
Yeah,
know
sorry.
about it. Yeah. I know about it. I haven't watched it in a while and I was trying to find it just like quickly, but I didn't have time to watch all of it, so I watched a little bit. But it was
Yeah,
fun.
do you own it or do you know where it's available to watch?
I just saw it quickly, like a little bit of it on, I think it's available on YouTube, but it's not the best like quality.
Okay, I'll take a look for it.
But it's
Yeah, because it's
probably on
just
like Amazon or something like that as
It
well.
is.
I would
No,
assume.
yeah,
starring Joan Collins.
and Peter Cushing.
I can
Ooh.
go back further than that. There is a movie called Christmas Eve from 1913, or it's not an American film. This director Władysław Starowicz, so that's I don't know, Polish, Russian. Uh, I don't know. I'm not good enough with names, but it's a foreign film, and the original title is Noch Pered Ross des Bom. Probably slaughtering that.
That all sounds made up. No, I'm
But it's a movie where it's Christmas Eve, but the devil and the witch are up to some shenanery.
as they often are.
Hmm
Of course.
And it's
Typical.
1913, so maybe
All right, maybe
it's a
that might
strong
count.
contender for the earliest Christmas.
Yeah, I feel like the 70s is where it really kicked off though.
Mm.
Because the 70s was kind of the birth of the slasher genre. So then they're like, well, we got to make money during the holidays killing people too.
That Christmas Eve is also a short.
Ha! Doesn't count. Well, then technically neither does the Tales from the Crypt because it's a short.
No, it does not. Like, I mean, not that it doesn't count, but for the purposes of we're talking about feature-length movies.
Right.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at this. What are we? Where is the runtime? Oh, it's 40 minutes. It was 40 minutes and was released in Russia.
Oh.
Russia. Okay, cool.
So they get a nod. I don't think they get the
The full credit.
the full credit of starting was the first Christmas horror movie.
All right.
Well,
Well,
God, is it gonna be Black Christmas? That's weird.
it might be. Yeah.
Although now I do want to watch this Tales from the Crypt. Joan Collins, Peter Cushing. I recognize a bunch of the other faces, but Patrick McGee.
Oh, and I think that Tales from the Crypt got repurposed in either Demon Knight or Bordello of Blood. I feel like one of them opened with John Larroquette as the Killer Santa, or was it an episode of the show? I don't remember. It might be Bordello of Blood.
Okay.
Because Demon Knight that opens with a different. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, it might be Black Christmas, which apparently is getting a re-release December 7th through the 22nd in a 4K re-release to theaters.
Nice.
That might be cool to check out.
Does anyone have a favorite like straight horror Christmas movie?
I mean, so I really do like Silent Night, Deadly Night, even though it's so fucked up. It's so disturbing. I don't think they do this part anymore, but for years, the Hollywood Theater would always screen a 35 millimeter print of Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then they would auction or raffle away a pristine steel-headed axe that they would give to the
Whoa.
winner at the end of the movie. You had to get up on stage and you'd claim your axe. There's been a couple times where people who worked on the film were there and they would sign the axe for you. And they just stopped doing it. I wonder if someone was like, hey, we serve, you know what? I think it's when they started serving alcohol, is when they stopped giving away a brand new, like axe as a prize.
Yeah, that's
Probably
probably
they're like, hey, people are getting liquored up now watching this. Maybe let's not give them the slasher's favorite preferred weapon from this movie.
that's wise.
But
This has
I remember as a kid, I don't know if this happened to other folks. I mean, A, you had to have gone to a video store a lot. Um, but I remember as a kid, I would sometimes have to walk past like the horror section to get my mom to rent me yet another episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, much to her chagrin. Um, and the box art, the VHS box art for Silent Night, Deadly Night really disturbed me. Just
Because it's Santa?
and it's not it's weirdly I could handle if it was like a bloody Santa. It's just the arm with the bloody axe going down the chimney.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um
And
so
that really did it for you, huh?
it really I like the littlest things will like mess me up. It's like our friend David Walker, who loves horror, who's
Mhm.
made horror. He's a great writer. But I don't know if anyone remember the movie It's Alive,
Oh
the
yeah.
baby the
Yep.
mutant baby. To
I,
this day, he cannot look at the cover. And all it is just the bassinet. But he knows that that evil demon baby is in there and he hates it. He's like, I hate that fucking baby. I hate that shot. I hate everything about it.
It's a really fucking creepy baby.
It's a super creepy baby.
For me, there's this it's really annoying because there's more than one movie, and I think they came out the same year, called Jack Frost.
yes.
Yes.
One is
Hell
a
yes.
wholesome family movie about like a dead dad who comes back as a snowman,
Michael
something like
Keaton.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other one is about some sort of like, I don't know, axe murderer or something who gets he gets chuckied, but instead of into a doll, into a snowman, and then goes on his killing rampage. Goes back on his killing rampage, I should say.
Yeah.
And if it was 1997, that means I was 13 or no, I was 9. I was 9 years old.
Oh,
But I know that we watched that movie, and the only thing I can remember is the scene where the evil mutant snowman attacks a woman, and
it's carrot nose, corncob pipe.
it is a carrot, but
Mhm.
it's not on its head.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and he attacks a woman with it. And it's just so terrible. That's just so
It's-
fucking like bizarre and nasty. And I think that might have really kind of turned me off of the Christmas horror at an early age.
oh,
because
really? I
That's
mean,
fair.
there's not
Mm.
that many Christmas horrors that I've seen.
that's fair. I that might, yeah, because I didn't start watching Christmas horror probably until I was in my late teens
Mm.
when I finally got the gumption to rent Silent Night, Deadly Night. So even up until my mid-teens, I was like, fuck that box art.
Yeah, I used to I worked in a video store as a teen, and I do remember box art like that. Just
Mhm.
I think I avoided that because I'm like, I don't care about Christmas. I don't keep your Christmas out of my horror type of thing. And so I didn't gain an appreciation for it until later. Um, like I've seen A Christmas Horror Story, which we all wanted it to be the trick or treat of Christmas horror movies, and
And
it's
it's not.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, it has some good parts in it.
Hmm.
I do think that the delusional Santa story is really fun because you're left going, I don't know which one's real.
Yeah.
Is he a crazy person who dresses up as Santa and has been killing people because he thinks he's fighting Krampus? Or is it he's really Santa and he's really fighting a demonic Krampus? The visuals on that were great. Your Jack Frost movie
Mhm.
were 1 year apart.
Ah.
The horror movie
Yeah.
came out in 97 and the Michael Keaton movie came out in 98.
I mean, good for them. For like the later one having more like it comes up first. So clearly it's the more popular of the two movies.
Right.
Which
Because
one? The horror one or the Michael Keaton?
the Michael Keaton one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, really?
But you can see where there's like probably been some really bad mix-ups there.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
yep.
And it's like
covers
how
are very different,
and it's
luckily.
like how long does it take until like somebody's like, "Oh crap, we got to go back to the store."
Hopefully not before anything too awful happens if you've got your kids in the room.
Right. And
Right?
don't forget its sequel, Jack Frost 2, The Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. Or just Jack Frost 2.
Another classic.
Another
Yeah.
classic. Yeah. It was Shannon Elizabeth. I think it was her film debut. Yep.
Jack Frost 2?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It also has Doug Jones.
Wait, is he Jack
Huh.
Frost?
No,
Oh,
he's someone named Dave.
Dave. I don't know if I've never seen Jack Frost, and I feel like I don't need to, but part of me wants to, because I feel like we're entering a new renaissance of snowmen brought to life with sexy Jack Frost.
Oh, Hot
Oh,
Frosty?
Hot Frost.
Oh my
Frosty.
god.
All
Not a horror though.
No, I know. I don't.
It sounds like one though. Merrick was describing this movie to me. She's like, "Oh yeah," then there's Hot Frosty. I'm like, "What?"
Everyone's talking about it. Have you heard about this, Anastasia?
Like vaguely because it's come in like my feed and like an Instagram person that I follow like covered it, but I was like, oh God, I don't even want to see a comedy version, like their take on it.
Yeah, Hallmark's going horny for the holidays.
Good for them.
What a surprise.
But it's Netflix.
Oh, but
It's
it is
Netflix's
the same
res-
style of movie, right?
Right.
It's just this Hallmark.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like
Holiday
it just on the
rom-com.
cover art.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am tempted to write like a Hallmark Christmas movie. Apparently, like they're not that hard. Like no disrespect to people that do it, but I've read about a woman like that's her career. Every year she writes one or two Christmas scripts, and someone from Lifetime or Hallmark or just any of these companies that then just make them for like 3 million bucks and they crank them out. That's what
Let's
she
do
did.
it.
Yeah, she writes like 2 or 3 a year, and she's like, "Yep, this is all I do."
They're all kind of the same formula.
Yep. Mine's gonna have to have ghosts.
The dialogue's always pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
Ghosts, there you go.
And
Maybe
ghost.
maybe it could be like the ghost of Christmas love's past. I don't know.
Oh no, I already have it planned
Future.
out, and it involves an accidental death in the past during a hit and run during Christmas time with a tree.
Oh,
The
how
whole thing, and then they meet as later, like because they were kids when their fathers, all this thing. One of them comes back to the town, la 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 la, all that stuff, and they rekindle the romance, and then all of a sudden a ghost appears because oh, one of their dad is the one that killed the other dad on accident. But the ghost is going to help them find justice, but then bring them together in the spirit of love and Christmas.
I don't know. That sounds pretty complicated storyline.
No, trust me, it'll work, but it all rests on
I'm
the
not saying
title.
it doesn't work. I'm just saying that's a little too elaborate.
We may need to go to Netflix.
Lifetime.
Go
Yeah,
to
maybe-
Netflix with this one.
Yeah,
You might have to dumb it down a bit. Is what
I might have to, but it really all rides on the title, which is The Ghost of Christmas Now.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll work.
Right.
I
Keep
think
keep
that
us posted on how that goes.
I feel like the big holiday Christmas horror movies, like I feel like Anastasia is like representing one of them right now with the her shirt choice for tonight.
I always forget The Shining takes
It's-
place around Christmas. Yeah.
I mean, it's winter, we know, but
Well, I think isn't it technically like Christmas Eve and Christmas that it like takes place, or am I wrong?
I think it goes from Christmas to New Year's Eve because isn't the
Oh, okay.
at the
the
end.
photos the new? So
the
yeah,
New
they're
Year's
there
Eve
during
party.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's one of those where that's not the focus of the movie.
Yeah.
Like there are Christmas horror movies that take place at Christmas, but that's not the focus.
Right.
Right.
Or there are Christmas movies that
You're walking into that territory of like, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Die Hard. Has nothing to do with the fact that it's Christmas.
Yep.
Right.
Whereas I will always argue, number one of my favorite Christmas movies is Batman Returns because it 100% is a Christmas movie.
Yep.
Taking place at Christmas is part of the fucking plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna sneak that into our discussion somehow because I'm like,
Do
horror.
it.
There you
Let's
go.
look at Penguin. That's kind of
Oh.
scary, right? Like
I mean-
his whole vibe is very spooky.
It is very subtly a horror movie in that the penguin is trying to kill children
I
for
don't know
most of the movie.
Yeah, no, I don't know how subtle like black
That's not.
ooze is. And like
And-
you said, the murder of children.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
that's one
even-
of the Tim Burton ones, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
But
what
even-
really makes it a horror.
Even the way
Yeah.
it opens, Warner Brothers is like, man, Batman made us so much money. He's back for doing a sequel. It's taking place during Christmas. We got two villains, Batman, or Penguin and Catwoman. This is gonna be great. McDonald's has already got all the toys ready. We got all the action figures ready. And Burton's like, so in the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna have Paul Rubens try to murder his infant son by drowning him. Welcome back.
This is
Plus, we
after
kill a
see
cat.
said infant kill a cat.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
he
cut
broke
to
so many rules.
we're gonna cut to clowns terrorizing the city and murdering citizens of Gotham
Yep.
during a tree lighting ceremony. Does I still feel have one of the greatest fucking bat signal and Bruce Wayne feeling the call moments.
Oh my God.
That and then like Elfman's music's perfect, and he just rises with that turtleneck. You can go your whole life and not get a shot that good.
But it's the 17 different mirrors that all project the bat signal, which is it's like, oh, there it is. We're gonna mirror, have the light go here, 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 and then goes through the window of the study, huge on the wall.
Huge. That's
Yeah.
fucking art, man. It's so good.
Yes, like tell us how broody your Bruce Wayne is without telling us how broody your Bruce Wayne is.
It's true. He's not even doing anything. He's
No, he's
literally
not.
No,
sitting in a chair
we
going,
need to get him like a hobby or something
Yeah,
because
it is.
it's got
why
a lot of time.
Batman Returns is my favorite Batman movie. It is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
right.
For all of these reasons.
Yeah, no, yeah. And doing things that take place in Christmas so that maybe kind of count. I always forget The Thing takes place during Christmas.
I was also
Oh.
gonna try to sneak that one in too. I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
okay, so let's talk about what makes like holiday horror film. Like how do you debate that? And I'm like, okay, snow, sweaters.
So I guess there's maybe like two styles.
Season
There's
time.
the ones that are obviously we are telling a Christmas horror story,
Mhm.
like Silent Night, Deadly Night, or even the more recent Krampus, which is really good, by the way.
So
Love Krampus.
good.
So
So
good.
good.
Great.
Still haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so
Oh
good.
man.
I know you've been talking about it for years.
Watch, do a double feature with
What?
that and Rare Exports.
Yeah.
but Rare
at-
Exports
Oh
I
my
did
God.
see. I
Yeah,
actually
that's
really
so
enjoyed
good.
that one.
Yeah.
It did get kind of like silly, cheesy at times, but overall it was good.
The only way to overcome just dozens of old Nordic man dong.
Okay, I'll need to watch that one too.
I don't know.
We gotta
yeah,
be careful on the spoilers.
fair enough. But yeah, I think there are Christmas horror movies that Christmas is part of the theme.
Mhm.
And then there are Christmas horror movies that Christmas is tangentially related to it because actions happen because it's Christmas, but the focus is not Christmas. Gremlins would be one of those where all of those events take place at Christmas, and that's why he's got a gift, and the gift was a Mogwai.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily why. Like,
That's
nothing about
that's
a
not what
gremlin.
the movie is about.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think as long as I would say as long as the characters, the plot are interacting with Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
I will concede that it is a Christmas movie in whatever flavor of genre is being discussed or
Right.
debated at the time.
That falls into the Shane Black category of is this a Christmas movie?
right. Allegedly, all of his movies are Christmas movies
Because they all
follow
take
it.
place at Christmas.
But how many of those movies does it actually matter that it's Christmas versus could it have taken place any other time of the year and still be the same movie?
I mean, The Thing by default because they're overwintering.
But that's
So
not a Shane Black movie.
oh, a Shane Black movie. Sorry.
Shane Black specifically. So Kiss Kiss Bang Bang could have happened at any time of year.
Okay.
It just happens to happen during Christmas in LA, so you
Le-
can't. there's
Lethal
no-
Weapon being depressed during Christmas is part of a plot with Riggs.
Okay.
He's already suicidal, and the holidays make him worse.
Okay.
Like,
So
it's also part of the reason why, yes, I agree. Die Hard, you could have manufactured other things, but it was so easy to put together. Yes, the estranged father has to fly out to the West Coast because it's Christmas. He has to see his kids at Christmas. Why are all of these jackasses still at work at the middle of the night? Because it's a Christmas party.
right.
All of that makes like, okay, those two key elements make sense, and why it is still a Christmas movie, because it did affect when things had to happen. Um, Again, much the same way Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, because all of these things are happening during Christmas. Everyone's feelings about family are heightened, which is what the Penguin plays upon. I'm just looking for my family. No, you're not. You're looking for everyone else's family so you can kill them.
For all the firstborns.
Yeah.
You're
Like-
going very angel of death here.
Yeah. So it's like, yes, you could have done that, but then you have to manufacture other reasons for them using that time of year, where Christmas is built in to be this thing that stresses the fuck out of everyone all the time. So, like, I would think Silent Night, Deadly Night is definitely more in the, well, yeah, it's a Christmas movie because the guy's dressed up as Santa and he's trying to kill people doing this. Yes.
Yeah, it's because he saw something horrible as a kid
Yep.
around Santa, and then something happens to him as an adult, and if you're on, and then he just goes naughty, and then he hacks you up with an axe.
Yep.
Naughty.
The same way that Halloween is a Halloween horror movie, because everything happened on Halloween night with Michael Myers. That's the night he keeps coming back to.
Right.
Yeah.
If it had been the 4th of July, that would have been a really weird movie series, but
It'd be awesome. So you wanted to mention The Thing, Anastasia?
Always.
So
I'm bringing up even if it's not on topic. I was
Fair.
gonna say that would slide into my rule of Christmas horror. If there's snow or sweaters,
okay.
let's do it.
Much more broad definition for you.
Yep, love horror, love holidays.
I mean, it's not that big of a stretch for there to be Christmas horror films, because like traditionally this time of year is when you told like dark ghost stories, because you were all huddled up in front of the fire with something warm and just trying to get through the night because nature was trying to kill you, and wind was howling and you saw shadows and weird play of light, so of course it's the monsters out there.
I mean, but that's an argument that implies that other times of the year don't have a lot of horror, and horror is probably the most prolific genre in film. Someone's always cranking out some
Well, yeah.
horror films, and I bet you there's even like a Flag Day horror film. At least one.
would
I bet
hope
it's
so.
out there. Like
It's a
you
short.
almost don't need an
Mhm.
excuse, or it doesn't need. You don't have to have a reason to make a horror movie. You can just make a horror movie, but might as well play around with different ideas. So all throughout the year is a different reason, a different topic to make a horror film. Not to say that I disagree with your premise that the winter is the spooky season.
Yeah.
Winter is the spooky season all across the board. Autumn,
Right.
winter. So it does make sense that there's a lot more of them probably right about now than other times of year.
That's true. Have either of you seen Adult Swim's Yule Log movie?
No.
So
No.
it's a trip. So it was Adult Swim's first ever like live action. I forgot. I saw it a long time ago, and then this list reminded me of it. So it's like any other, like every channel has like the Roaring Fireplace or the Yule Log. So Adult Swim did that. And for the first few minutes, it's just what you think. It's the Yule log burning in the fireplace. There's a little bit of music and there's crackling, and you hear people in the background. And then someone gets fucking murdered right in front of the Yule log.
Ooh.
And then it turns into this weird ass surreal horror movie that just happens to take place during this Christmas party. It's really fucking weird, but it's also kind of great.
It's a whole movie.
Yep, it's a whole movie.
It's not just the Yule log and then things happen in front of the Yule log.
Yep. It's a feature.
Wow.
Huh.
Someone reviewed it as it rolls into the bizarre elements like The Strangers, Barbarian, and a little bit of Twin Peaks,
Ooh.
which is about right.
That's a
Oh,
good sell.
Barbarian.
I like all of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
Barbarian was
apparently-
so great.
And apparently you can just watch it free on adultswim.com.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep that tab
I didn't
on there.
realize the guy who created Cheddar Goblin for Mandy is the one who made the log movie. So that does track actually.
That's pretty good. Cheddar Goblin. I love Cheddar Goblin so much.
Yeah.
That was
sorry.
so great.
What is a cheddar goblin?
Have you not watched Mandy?
With Nick Cage.
I did. I guess I just forgot what that is.
Oh,
It's like a
commercial.
it's a fake commercial within.
But it's their mac and cheese, and it's
Yeah, it's a
Cheddar
mac-
Goblin.
Cheddar Goblin.
And for a while, was it A24 that did that movie?
Yeah.
Because
think
for
so.
a while they put out Cheddar Goblin boxed like mac and cheese for a while.
Oh wow.
I think they got like Kraft to make it for him or
Yeah.
something.
I just saw something that I don't know how I feel about on the topic of Christmas horror. Terrifier 3 falls under the heading of Christmas horror
Oh, interesting.
because it takes place at Christmas.
Hmm.
I haven't watched Terrifier 2 yet. I have very mixed feelings about.
Terrifier 1.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The actor David Howard Thornton that plays Art the Clown.
Mhm.
Art the Clown is a fantastic piece of work. He is a wonderful performance. Inspired by the children's series Lazy Town, I found out. The villain on Lazy Town was a character named Robbie Rotten, and the actor that had a lot of clown experience in his background, David Howard Thornton, was the understudy to the actor that played Robbie Rotten. So he mimicked everything that this guy did. And that actor passed away very young, unfortunately. He got sick and things happened. So a large part of Art the Clown's physical performance is informed by David Howard Thornton's time on Lazy Town being an understudy for the character Robbie Rotten, and what this guy did is part of his physicality. And then I watch Terrifier through that lens. It's like, oh, yep, nope, it's all there. It's all right there. That's weird
These are some really deep
because
cuts.
it's
Mhm.
funny and goofy when it's Lazy Town, and when it's Art the Clown, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Anastasia, have you seen any of the Terrifier movies?
No, I'm not into like the torture stuff. So
Okay. Well, sometimes
but
I get.
I mean, I know enough because it's in like the culture, you know, like things are
Yeah.
traveling through. So, I mean, I'm very happy for them and everything that they've done and keeping horror alive, but
Mhm.
it's not I wouldn't mind being in one, but it's not like my I'm not watching it with Audrey.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
no.
I don't even want to watch this stuff on my own.
Sometimes, and this isn't like a comment or anything, but sometimes if I have like really strong opinions about low to like to not low, but like to horror films that are clearly like filmed in the LA area, I'm always worried like, don't bash this too much. She could be friends with them and you'd sound like a dick. So that's why I was kind of like, what do you think about? Not that I'm gonna bash it. I just have it just doesn't click with me. And I watched the first one and I'm like, sometimes this feels mean to be mean to women, and I'm like, I don't need it.
It's because it is.
Mhm.
I
Like I would say I've watched Terrifier 1. I will eventually watch 2 and 3. I don't recommend that you watch it, Anastasia. I do recommend that you seek out just video featuring Art the Clown, because watching his physicality is amazing. Like, you will appreciate what he does as an actor with that character.
mhm.
And that is, if that actor and was not playing that character in that movie, no one would care about those movies.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you say that. You kind of like hit it on the head for me because it's like for me, it's like just knowing some of these like kills and how crazy they get, it's like even though I love horror, I'm a really sensitive person and I don't want
Sure.
to see these type of things. But I
Yeah, like
have been very interested in exactly what you're saying, like the performance of art, because
Right.
I'm very obsessed and into like a physical performer, and to see how nuanced they are and all of these things. So that's an interesting way for me to like safely get more familiar with that, because I get asked this so many like times and
mhm.
I want to fib and say that I have, but I haven't. So
And it's like
Just
I
not to
think
put
that
me on the spot or
Yeah.
anything.
no, I think that Terrifier is a pretty divisive film
have you
collection of films. I've
have you
seen
seen
it.
them?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, just the first one,
Just the first one.
and that was enough.
Yeah.
It was not for me, and
Yep.
I clearly people are fans. That's how they're on their third
Boys.
installment.
Mhm.
Young men.
Yeah,
I know
Ages
right.
so
18 to
many
25.
women that love this series.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
But
But yeah.
that's going to get into internalized misogyny. That
Right.
yeah, we're not.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a
for
different
sure.
show.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say I don't know if I can comment because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
but the point is that like cable makes a really good case. Like it's not a movie for everybody, or they are not movies for everybody, but performance is important to a lot of people, and there's no denying that his performance is, well, I guess you can't say inimitable because it already is somewhat of an imitation,
It's an homage.
an
It really is.
interpretation.
Like, did you ever watch Lazy Town?
No, I'd never heard of it
I've
until
never heard of it until you
today.
brought it up.
Okay, Lazy Town had 3 human actors and
Mhm.
everything else was a puppet.
Mhm.
There was a little girl with bright pink hair. Then there was the hero who everything he championed was he was like a hero, like Slim Goodbody was a superhero. Oh man, okay. Wow. I've really hit a part of the
Also, these dolls are terrifying.
Yes, they are. The puppets for
Are
Lazy
you
Town.
guys looking it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally have to look this up.
It's unsettling. I don't think I will ever watch any Lazy Town.
Oh, that guy, Slim Goodbody.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I've
but
heard of this and seen this. Okay.
yeah. The hero of Lazy Town did a lot of exercising and he was always in good physical shape. He ran everywhere. It was a thing to like, hey kids, get off your ass and go outside and do something fun. Um, and Robbie Rotten was always trying to undermine him and oh, I want to be lazy. We're all lazy here in Lazy Town. So, like, I don't remember the names of any of the other characters, but I do remember Robbie Rotten because he was just so over the top all the time. And there is so much of Art the Clown's performance that is an homage to that, and it was amazing
Gotcha.
to read
Okay.
that.
Now I'm caught up.
Yeah, like
He also reminds me of Phil from Modern Family.
yes,
I
yes,
love
he does.
Modern Family. That's
Similar
like
facial structure, yeah.
Yep.
that's our go-to in the house if we're like can't come up with something to watch. It's always Modern Family. Especially with like my daughter and I when we're eating, because I can't watch like horror films or anything gross or
Right.
animal documentaries. Like I don't know, I'm very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Sporticus. Sporticus was the hero of Lazy Town. Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yep. Sporticus
Interesting.
by Magnus Scheving. It was born in Iceland, this show was. It's very strange.
I got nothing on this one.
That's all right.
But yeah, apparently Terrifier 3 is a horror Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone gets around to that one, you'll have to report back to us.
I might get around to it. It's just that first one was so mean. It was really hard to get into.
Yeah. Well, and that's good that that's the reaction. Most of the times people gloss over that fact.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm bothered by like really creative kills. I mean, I like that. But there's
It's not that it's a creative kill. It's the fact that once you've seen that particular kill in Terrifier 1, that is not an image that you are ever going to get out of your brain.
Nope, it's in my brain right now.
That is why I don't go around recommending the movie, because it's like, no, I know you don't want this image in your head. I didn't want it in my head, but I watched it anyway. So I'm already down that rabbit hole. I'm fine going deeper to come back and go, don't, please don't. Do yourself a favor, don't. I did watch the movie that started all of this, which is not Terrifier, and that is All Hallows Eve.
Okay.
Which is also not where Art the Clown came from. Art the Clown came from another horror short. The director, they worked together, and then they made All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve uses footage from that short as a viral movie that the characters in All Hallows Eve are watching on a forbidden videotape. They reuse a lot.
So is this the same character?
It's the same character. It's still Art the Clown.
Okay. How have I not heard of this one then?
I don't know. Because it's not on anyone's radar.
Yeah.
Is this one that you would recommend?
No. It does not have as horrific kills. It's still not a great horror movie. Like I guess if I'm recommending it, or if I'm looking to recommend it for Art the Clown, I would recommend it for that, because it is not as horrific as Terrifier is.
Okay.
Or is horrific's not a good descriptive word. It does not have the same level of brutality in its kills.
Okay.
It has what you expect from a slasher movie. Like Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Part 17. I know we're not there yet.
Oh, if only.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I found this out because I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes top Christmas horror movies. And the first one on their top one at 95% is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Followed very closely by Rare Exports. So that's
Rare Exports is really good.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
It's super fun.
Not just scary.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's particularly scary, but I can see why it's categorized as a horror.
Yeah.
It is a romp.
But it also has Gremlins.
Yeah. That counts.
Yep.
I was actually just listening to the Gremlins score this afternoon while I was folding laundry. And whenever the Gremlins Ragtime comes out, I find I have a need to get extra mischievous.
Do you just throw your laundry around?
So no, I behave myself, but I used to work for a disability insurance company, like long and short-term disability. It was an incredibly tedious job.
It was a long time ago.
Long time ago. And I listened to a lot of movie scores because I could wear headphones doing this job. And sometimes if the Gremlins Ragtime came on, I would just get weird. So I would go into the giant office supply room and grab red or blue or green paper, just a few sheets, and randomly stick it in the 1,000 reams of paper inside the copy machine. Or I would take rubber cement and a brand new container of paper clips and just pour it in there to make one block of gloop and then close it up. Or I would swap the black and the blue ink on pens. But not all of them.
What is happening? Gremlins.
Just random ones. Or I would open this, I would take a long thing of staples and just put super glue down the whole thing and then put that in the new stapler.
You're the gremlin.
I just couldn't, because I never saw or heard any of the outcomes. It's like that phrase that what is it? Good men plant trees knowing they will never experience the shade. Well, bad gremlins set up pranks knowing they'll never get to see them happen.
Oh,
so in my head, when they downsized and they let me go a month later, there's someone, because by the way, putting together these policies is extremely tedious. It has to be done a certain way. Even the staple has to be in a specific spot. Like they were really anal about it. So I love the idea of this person running like, all right, I need to run 30 policies for this new client. And then as they're getting ready, they'll be like, what the fuck? Why is there a red piece of what's going on? Or eventually when they get to that box of paper clips. Because it was a huge it was a box of 100 inside a case of 24 inside a room where there was 5 more cases of it. But like one day, someone's like, oh, I need a new box of paper clips. And they're gonna grab it, it's gonna be fine. And then they're gonna open it, and it's just gonna be this glob of glued together paper clips.
That is the very definition of mischief.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a little bright spot, and otherwise very tedious job. It's not really a segue, but I've never seen this movie. I've never heard of it, and I kind of want to. It came out last year called It's a Wonderful Knife. And it's a direct take on It's a Wonderful Life, where the main character, Winnie Carruthers, saved the town from a psychotic killer, or she stopped him. But then her life goes to shit after that. So one day she wishes she had never been born. And when that happens and she shows back up or whatever, just like It's a Wonderful Life, she's now in a town that is being ravaged by this psycho killer, so she has to fix it. I'm like, that's a cool idea.
Huh.
And yeah, I'll watch that. I'm gonna try to find that somewhere.
I think
It's
it's on
on Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I saw when I was, like looking up movies is a lot of the A Christmas Carol iterations
That's true.
show up as horror Christmas movies.
Interesting.
I'm like, well, it is ghosts.
There's
Yeah.
a ghost.
There's several ghosts. So I guess technically you could call it that, but it's so wholesome.
I think
And I bet I didn't look at each single one of them to see, but you could make A Christmas Carol pretty like mean and scary.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think
I
there's
mean-
like a newer
Terrifier.
version that was pretty dark.
Yeah.
The Zemeckis animated one, when he was still obsessed with that weird like Uncanny Valley animation, because he had just done Polar Express,
Ooh.
and it's got Jim Carrey, and I saw that one.
Is that the one from 2009?
Yeah, so the animation's already unsettling, but the ghosts in that one are very creepy. So I could see that. Yeah. And also, even though it's a comedy, the Ghosts of Christmas Future in Scrooge is a highly effective like suit and piece of makeup.
Oh yeah.
With all the bodies inside the ribcage being like
all the souls.
all the souls. That's a good one. Yeah, and the face as a TV screen. Yeah. Again, I don't think it's a horror movie, but that Christmas Future Ghost is super solid. It's a great one.
I'm looking at the cast list for It's a Wonderful Knife,
Mhm.
and there are two.
Justin Long, man.
Yeah,
Everyone's
got-
movie boyfriend.
Justin Long and Catherine Isabel. That right there, and I'm like, okay, those are two names that every time I watch a horror movie with them, it's something I enjoy.
Oh, because she was Ginger Snaps, American Mary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I love Catherine Isabel. She's great.
So
Okay, so that sounds like a recommend to me.
I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Yeah. According to Fangoria, the 1951 version of A Christmas Carol is an unexpected holiday horror.
Oh, really?
A version that
Ooh.
delivers horror and a palpable shittiness to Ebenezer Scrooge.
1951.
I'm sorry. A
Mhm.
palpable shittiness?
Yep.
Okay.
The
That's what
1951 one?
Fangoria said. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the Alistair Sim one. Yeah, he is kind of a piece of shit in that movie.
As opposed to all the other ones where he's got a heart of gold.
But he's really good at being awful. So
Mhm.
like in Scrooge, Frank Cross, piece of shit, but entertaining to watch.
Mhm.
Muppets Christmas is a weird one. Muppets Christmas Carol. Scrooge, piece of shit, but Michael Caine is fun to watch.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, just say Michael Caine. That's how you see his name.
Um, all I hear is you saying Michael Caine.
But Alistair Sim he's just
Mean.
mean and just grumpy, and he's just horrible.
Cool. So that's another recommend there for everyone.
I feel like this is a
Slash for
Christmas Carol that I have seen many times as a
Oh,
kid.
you have.
This black and white one.
Yeah, it based on the faces that he's making. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen this one. I've
Oh,
seen this
yeah.
one a lot. I think this was I think was probably my template for a Christmas Carol movies as a kid.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And this is the one that was on every TV station before A
Yeah.
Christmas Story dominated, before
Yeah.
it took over.
Yeah, so definitely someone cable's age.
Yeah, yeah.
Movie.
Your grandpa fell asleep watching this movie all the time in like a lazy boy.
Watching Christmas movies.
Oh, I did.
Mm,
Yeah, no.
that's because you're third gen.
I guess that's true.
You're more American than I am.
Allegedly, we learned something new, but I won't go into it.
Okay. We can talk about that off air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like our family go-to is not a horror actually, but just in terms of like talking Christmas, is the Will Ferrell Christmas comedy Elf.
Elf.
Yeah.
Mm.
For a while there, we watched that like every year. My mom used to be a really big Will Ferrell fan. I don't know what that's about.
He's great.
I think I finally saw Elf for the first time maybe last year or the year before.
What'd you think?
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I have not been there was a long period of time where I actively did not seek out Will Ferrell movies. Like it was forever and a day before I watched Anchorman. Probably because everyone I knew quoted it all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
I got sick
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
And I think I started watching it and I'm like, nope, this is not for me. It was Merrick that brought me back to it's like, I get it. Trust me, let's try this again. So there have been several of his comedies. I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good, and I understand what he's doing comedically. So
Yeah,
I have
for
a better
sure.
appreciation
He's
for it.
actually, he's definitely quite funny, and a lot of his movies have been really good. Until someone runs it into the ground for you.
Right. I have found with comedians largely their biggest comedic work I have no interest in. As soon as they switch to drama,
Mm,
I'm like, great, I'm right there. Like
like a Jim Carrey situation.
yeah, the most comedic of his movies that I ever watched was The Mask.
Hmm.
And like I skipped Ace Ventura, I skipped everything else. Um, as soon as they went, he's doing this thing called the Truman Show. I'm like, here's my money. It's like, why? It's like, comedy is hard. It is really fucking hard. Watch the rise of Tom Hanks's career. That was all I needed to know about. It is hard to do comedy. Comedians can do drama all day long, and they're really good at it because comedy is hard. And
I'm sure there's something in there about how like comedians are all are all fucked up with whatever like
Yeah.
family trauma and other bullshits they have in their lives. And then as soon as they learn to channel that into other forms of acting, they can tap into some like really good dramatic roles.
there's something about Anastasia's face that just said, I feel very seen right now.
Like I thought we were going to talk about films. We're talking about actual family Christmas horror. Okay, buckle up, guys. Here we go.
I'm not even touching mine right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nope.
but that was by no means a personal attack on anybody in
Oh,
this
I'm
room
sure.
right
I'm
now.
sure.
But it is a general consensus. It's a very very broad joke that comedians are have some bad shit in their closets.
It made
Often.
them funny, right? It's
Yes,
okay.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Funny.
made us funny.
Yeah.
Do you know how much trauma it takes to make me this funny?
Yes.
But then eventually, I don't know, like performers, kind of get to a place where they're willing to interact with those traumatic experiences, and then
Sometimes.
that makes them really good dramatic actors.
Mhm.
Yep.
I
And
said what I said.
no, it's funny. It actually kind of reminds me of like it's just bouncing around. So about 6 months after the 89 Batman came out, they did two novels, like of short stories. There was Tales of Batman, and then there was a Joker one. And they were all short stories in like a larger, like, like not a fancy book. But if I remember correctly, one of the shorts was called Dying is Easy, Comedy is Hard.
Mm-hmm.
And Joker is bored one night. So he just begins to, I don't know if he randomly calls people or if someone calls him. Anyway, a, I think it's just a woman he just calls because he wants to torment just a random person for fun. And about halfway through the story, Joker realizes because he's basically it's fucked up. He's trying to get her to commit suicide. He wants to break her over the phone because he'll find it hilarious because it's the fucking Joker. But about halfway through, the Joker realizes this woman's life isn't actually funny. Nothing I'm saying is working, and Jesus God, am I getting bummed out? And then she gets him to stay on the phone. And if I remember correctly, it ends with him hanging up and taking one of his revolvers and pointing at his forehead and pulling the trigger. But it's not a bullet, it's one of his bang signs, and it hits him in the head. And it mentions like he passed out laughing when he realized the whole hook. Like, that's right, it's hard to be funny, but dying's easy. That's the only part he found hilarious.
Yep.
I should dig up the story. I just remember halfway through the Joker, I'm reading the thing at like 13, and the Joker's like, this isn't fun at all. And like, I'm in it now. I've got to make this work, but she's bringing me down. Like, what the hell is this?
Comedy's hard.
Yeah.
Well, I like that we started this off with let's talk about our favorite Christmas horror movies, but it sounds like we have a lot of Christmas horror movies still to watch. Like mine is at present still pretty much Krampus and
Which is very good.
and Batman Returns and A Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are my top contenders. Yeah.
I also still need to watch Krampus, as well as Violent Night.
Violent,
The David Harbour.
I just brought that up.
Oh yeah.
Violent Night is so much fun.
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it yet. So
I-
with as much as you talked about it, I feel like I would have remembered having seen it, even though seems like I might have wanted to do a double feature with Rare Exports when that came out. Going, okay, cool. So there's Violent Night, which I heard so many good things about, and now there's this one that people are excited about. I should watch them both. But
Yeah.
I really don't remember having done so.
It's fun. Which kind of made me realize that this is a weird thing. One of my favorite ways to see David Harbour in movies is right after he's had his ass kicked. And then he has to go do hero stuff. So when he gets his ass kicked as Santa and he's just like, and like, even though I didn't really like his Hellboy, that Hellboy's frustrating because it has so much potential and they just don't.
Stay on topic.
Anyway, when he gets beat up as Hellboy, he does it. And then like when he's Red Guardian in Black Widow, I just like, it's so weird. If I ever meet him, be like, look, he's a great actor. I like him. But a part of me's not to be like, you know when I like you the best? When you've had that shit kicked out of you and you keep pushing through. I don't know. He's like he gives off like a funnier John McClane vibe, a more aware of what he does.
Sure.
Anyway, it's fun. You should check out Violent Night. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Have we talked about like Better Watch Out?
We have not.
No, go
That
ahead.
one's a
Run with
good
it.
one. Have you guys seen it or no?
What's it
no, I
called?
don't know it.
It's called Better Watch Out.
Is that the one that's like, isn't it loosely based on the original Black Christmas?
I feel
Like,
like it could be. I mean, I don't know that, like, I haven't deep dived it, but I did watch it when I first came out, and I remember being really impressed, and I liked it a lot. I mean, it's hard to talk about because I don't want to give anything away.
I mean, the best thing
But
to
it's
say
a good
is
one.
it takes the babysitter trope, just happens to be around Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
but the babysitter hella fights back.
It's got Patrick Warburton. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
I would take it for a spin. Because I feel
Yeah,
like
it's fun.
even though like it was kind of a bigger thing when it was first released, I don't hear a lot of people talk about it during the holidays.
Yeah, it's been out since
either.
2016, and I was not even familiar with the title.
Yeah.
Also, there are so many, you know, Christmas horror movies are ripe with puns, from
Yes.
all of the different sayings and lyrics and song titles. There's just so much to work with within the holiday season for, schlocky horror film titles like Violent Night and
You better watch out.
I'm somewhat surprised that that one didn't get used sooner, and that a movie that has in fact used that title doesn't have more traction.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
The lead in it went on to be Priscilla Presley in Baz Luhrmann's Elvis.
Well, there you go.
Interesting. All right. This is now on my list.
I know I should have been writing these down because I don't want to lose track.
So it's Violent Night, Rare Exports, Better Watch Out,
Krampus, if you haven't seen it.
Krampus if you haven't seen it. Have you seen Krampus, Anastasia?
I have.
You have. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have thoughts on that, but if people haven't seen it, that's hard to say.
Okay.
Go ahead and say, well, for me anyway, if it's a spoiler, I'll forget. So
No, it's okay. But I enjoyed it. There's just like certain things that I wish we got more of.
That's
And
fair.
I could say like maybe towards the end a little, like I just wish it was a little, yeah. But that's not really a spoiler or anything. But I enjoyed it. I thought they did it really well because it feels like it would be a go-to, like it could have been done one way. And I just thought that it was just really interesting, the storyline and everything like that how they meshed everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's helped by, I feel like a lot of, like, I mean, a lot of films, but a lot of Christmas films and like some horror, it's like the ones that work best is when it's a certain type of narrative and then the horror becomes a part of it. So like Krampus is dysfunctional family forced to be together during the holidays. Also, then this happens. Like in a weird way, this is a comedy, but Elf is very much about a father and son who cannot connect with each other. They don't understand each other at all. But we're also going to make it funny and put it around Christmas. So we're going to throw that in with it. So I think that's when you have a more personal narrative that any member of the audience can glom onto, and then if you add the genre to it, it makes it stand out even more. So I think that's why those films work so well. Yeah.
I like that assessment.
I'm curious. When I was looking at titles, I saw several Krampus movies.
Yeah.
There's Krampus Unleashed, Krampus the Devil Returns, Krampus the Reckoning. Are they connected? Are they
The
all
one with Tony Collette. That's the only one you need to watch.
Adam Scott, Tony Collette.
It's kind of like an Amityville situation with
Right.
that, so like I wouldn't.
It's one of the things like it did really well, especially considering the budget, very well critically acclaimed. So every B movie studio was like, well, shit, let's just put a dude in a Santa outfit with horns.
And they're gonna rent it because they don't know.
Right.
I mean, there's a Krampus 2, which is not connected at all. There's a Mother Krampus, which I'm not gonna lie, I might actually want to watch that one.
Don't forget about Granny Krampus.
Well, yeah, you can't. Oh, and it's also an AKA. I love horror movies when they do that. It was a big thing in the 60s.
AKA.
So it's original. This is one of those things where like they make a movie or they buy a movie, like a low budget, whatever, and it has a certain name, but another movie blows up. So they're like, what if we tweak the name but don't do anything else?
Oh,
So this was originally called The 12 Deaths of Christmas, which is a really good title for a Christmas movie. And they're like, well, now let's call it Mother Krampus.
Right. I saw that one too. I was like, well, which is it? Krampus the Return? Also not it?
Nope. No, none of them.
Maybe.
There's so many. Um,
Yeah, no, there's so many.
all right, well, I'll make sure to stick to the Toni Collette version.
Yeah, the
which
Yeah,
Toni
also
Collette.
it had
is
a
always
really
a good.
it had a really solid cast. So
I know. I saw Adam Scott is in it, who is delightful.
Adam Scott and Toni Collette are the main couple, and
Yeah.
it's their family. They play really well against one another. I think that you have to be a horrible actor if you cannot find a way to play a scene with Toni Collette,
Yeah.
Agreed.
because I have loved every piece of work that I've seen her do.
Mhm.
Even if the movie is meh, she's still Toni Collette.
Mhm. Mhm.
She still brings it.
Oh yeah,
And-
she's had my heart since Muriel's wedding.
Yeah. Oh, nice call.
I was
Yeah.
probably way too young to be watching it, but
I had someone tell me once that Krampus is it's interesting. I should watch them back to back. Krampus is the horror version of Christmas with the Cranks, the comedy with Dennis Leary.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Instead of it being a thief who wants to rob them and realizing that this family is the worst, it's Krampus because the family is the worst. So I'm gonna watch them back to back and see if this person's assessment is, but because I could kind of see it on the surface level, like, all right, I can kind of see that, yeah. Also, Krampus has a really nice score if you're into that stuff. It's got really good music.
Who isn't into a really great score?
Denise was,
like
People who
take it or leave it.
don't enjoy
Oh
music.
no! Ah!
yeah. No,
I enjoy music.
I'm the big movie score nerd, so. Well, hey, we're getting close to that time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I know it was a little bit different than what we usually do for folks, but it was a lot of fun just to kind of yammer on and, yeah, talk about horror movies and Christmas stuff, which is pretty cool.
Get into the spirit.
Yeah, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks doing who knows what. But then we've got to pick a January movie, Anastasia. We got to see what you want to do for January horror.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be themed, just
It always has to be themed. What are you talking about?
let's look up New Year's horror movies then.
Right.
We'll spitball that.
I feel like that is a very narrow list.
Very niche.
Very small.
We'll figure it out. We always
Yeah.
do, right?
Yes. I think there are more horror movies about prom than there are about New
There
Year's
is.
Eve.
Oh shit, I forgot. Schwarzenegger's End of Days takes place because the Antichrist is going to rise up on New Year's Eve. So it's Schwarzenegger taking a machine gun to the devil, and it's fucking righteous.
All right.
That'll
happened
get
to
you in
June
the spirit.
6th? What happened to June 6th?
I don't know.
666.
I don't know because it was also a millennial movie. It came out in 1999 when they did all those things. And then also Ghostbusters 2.
Sure. Gotcha.
Anyway, Anastasia, we hope you have an amazing holiday season.
Yes, thank you. You guys too.
Thanks.
I
Thanks.
hope it's horrific. Oh.
Well, with that,
These are the jokes.
Great. With that, I am Aron Duran.
I am Pinarita.
And I am Cable Hashitani.
And I think I'm Anastasia Elfman.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Damn it.